Welcome to Accreditation Made Easy, the podcast that takes the stress out of accreditation. I'm your host, Arika Jewell, and in each episode, we'll deliver actionable tips, expert insights, and practical strategies to help streamline the process, and of course, make your work life a little easier. Now, whether you're tackling policies, preparing for assessments, or just looking for ways to stay ahead, we've got you covered. Let's simplify accreditation, one step at a time. If you've been in accreditation for any number of days, you know one thing is certain. Acronyms are everywhere in criminal justice. They're in the standards, and they're in agency policies, and of course they pop up in casual hallway conversations. Sometimes it just feels like we're speaking in code, right? And most of the time we just nod along, act like we understand exactly what's being said. But the truth may be acronyms can be a blessing or a recipe for complete confusion. Hi there, and welcome back to another episode of Accreditation Made Easy. I am your host, Arika Jewell, and today we're diving into something that might seem small, but can make a big difference in your day-to-day work. It's acronyms. Okay, let me give you an example. Picture this. A sergeant in a staff meeting asks a new accreditation manager, "Can you please send me examples of what an annual UOF report should include so that it meets the standard?" The manager smiled, nods, and then went off trying to figure what UOF meant. Thinking maybe it meant something like use of funds report from like the budget office or something. 2 days later, they proudly handed over a beautifully formatted spreadsheet showing every penny of the budget spending for the quarter. The sergeant just blinked and said, I meant a use of force report. Okay, it was a small misunderstanding, but it illustrates something important. Acronyms aren't always universal, even within the same agency. What one person means by a certain acronym might mean something totally different in another context. Now, in accreditation, this matters more than we sometimes realize. Why? Because if we misunderstand an acronym in a standard or in a proof request, we could end up pulling the wrong document, training the wrong audience, or even creating a process that doesn't meet compliance. And that's not just a waste of time. It can cause extra work for everyone and delay progress on your assessment. And we don't want that, right? Okay, so this is where clear communication becomes one of your most valuable tools as an accreditation manager. If you're not sure what an acronym means, ask. Not just once. Ask until you're certain you're on the same page. If you're documenting procedures or maybe creating a proof, spell out the acronym the first time you use it. While this may feel redundant, it removes any ambiguity for anyone reviewing your files in the future, including assessors. And yes, maybe even your future self too. One of the easiest ways to prevent these mix-ups is to keep a living acronym glossary. You can put it in Powered EMS so all members in the agency have a copy, or maybe you keep it in a shared drive, or even post it in a visible spot in your workspace so you have it as a quick reference. That way, when a new person comes on board, they're not trying to decode your agency's alphabet soup from scratch. And it's a great tool during assessments. When everybody's moving quickly and accuracy matters, having a quick reference guide of your agency's acronyms can go a long way. Here's the bigger picture. Accreditation, we all know, is about consistency and accuracy. Acronyms may seem small, but when they're misunderstood, they can undermine both. So, being clear with your terminology ensures that your staff, your assessors, and your stakeholders understand exactly what's being communicated. Also, it reduces the risk of mistakes, and it shows professionalism in everything that you do. And we all want more of that, right? So, next time you hear an acronym that you don't quite get or you're not quite sure what it is, don't just nod and hope for the best. Ask, clarify, write it down for future reference. Let me say that again. Ask, clarify, and then write it down so that you don't forget what it is. And if you ever find yourself working hard on a, quote, use of funds when they really meant use of force, at least you'll have a good laugh about it and a reminder of why clarity counts. All right, friends, that's all I have for you today, this quickie episode of Accreditation Made Easy. Don't forget, as always, I'll put together a free downloadable acronym list to get you started, or you can create your own internal list and post it somewhere where your team can see it, Powered EMS, a shared drive, or even on the wall in your office. You can grab the freebie using the link in the show notes. And of course, if you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who could benefit from it too. You never know. Clearing up a little acronym confusion might make their day and yours a whole lot easier. Until next time, friends, let's keep making accreditation easier, one step at a time.